All right. We've changed locations. We are downstairs. Esther's here, of course.
Is it a problem if I touch it into my chin?
I mean, you can. It sometimes makes a scratchy noise. Even more so on my beard. Esther's here. She's kind of far away from her camera. I'll scoot back.
What do you mean?
So I'm not
Oh,
so
I
close
see,
to
I see,
mine.
I see.
Cozy is how Esther likes it. What? So I thought we would do it this way to appease her. It's so annoying because, well, not to appease her, that sounds. I kind of wanted to do it this way too. I like the idea of having multiple ways of doing it. And this is downstairs. And I work on all this stuff, make sure it's all quick to set up. But then when you get to actually do it, I think it probably took me about an hour to set all this up. Maybe
An hour?
maybe like 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's still ridiculous because I have it set up in a way that it's pretty quick. There's not a lot of different moving pieces and stuff.
But
Two
just to
chords.
be safe, you gotta test
Exactly,
things. You
'cause
gotta
then
see what looks best, change camera angles.
Exactly.
It only works if you set stuff up how you like it and then just leave
Never
it
move
there.
it. Yeah, in the
And that
future,
just doesn't really work
in
for
the
us
future,
right
I mean,
now.
I'd happily do it here too, but there's not. I'd happily do it here, but having multiple rooms that have cameras that never move, that one cord you plug it into whatever device that you use, like my laptop, because then I can move it from upstairs or downstairs, and then it's ready. You just plug it in and it goes. I would set that up in every room.
I wouldn't.
Not every room. That's excessive. At least 2 different locations. But I also like that you can have it movable. See, that's the other thing. I like that it's movable, so that I can be like, oh, I can do it in a different place if I want. It's very nice out today.
I hate when you do that.
The windows are all open, and you can hear the birds. You can't hear them on these microphones, but it's
It
super
is
nice
very
weather.
nice. But I was just laughing at how you are saying a sentence and then it sounds like you're gonna keep going, and then sometimes you just stop.
That's giving you a chance to jump in. Since I talk so much, I have to give pauses so you can jump in. Because you don't jump in. You don't usually talk over people.
Depends on the setting and the people
What do you mean?
and the conversation. I talk over people. Sometimes.
I talk over people.
But
I love talking over
If
people.
I'm having a conversation with somebody and then I say something and they were about to say something, immediately after I finish saying something, I say, "Go ahead."
Oh,
Or,
100%.
"What were you saying?" Or
Yeah.
something.
No, you have to be cognizant. You have to be paying attention. And if you are going to be someone that, because if something comes to mind and I want to say it and I think it's pertinent, I think it's important, I'm going to say it, right? But you have to be cognizant of where you were in the conversation and then remind the other person where they left off. I do that all the time. When did you start doing that? Because that's not something you did naturally. Or at least not always. What made you do that? Because that's something I've done for a long time. But I've known you we've known each other for
I guess
probably.
I couldn't tell you when I started, but I notice it most often, at work with the girls.
Do we say we've known each other for 10 years? Because I don't think that's true.
It's not 10.
Oh, okay. I just say 10.
It's coming up on 9, I think.
8.
No, we're in 8 right now. I think.
Of knowing each other, like when we met. I mean, it's easy because we have a photo of the first week we met. I don't know if we have a photo of the first day. Mom does.
No.
Yeah, someone took photos during the first day.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody did.
But not
Not
of
on
us
a phone.
together,
we were probably
purpose.
both in it. Not on purpose, no.
But
the
on
first,
purpose was.
Yes.
I think it was I feel like it's the second art week that
Do you?
photo with the
When
iris.
did you paint?
That
Yeah,
was not
that's
the first photo. I'm not the first painting.
not the first painting. That's the question.
That was the second week. So
We've
that was
talked
a
about it. We'll
month
talk about it
after.
many times. We'll hit little points of it. Esther and I met in an art class that I did at my parents' house. I taught art. I started teaching art when I was 13. And that's the one common thread through all the crazy stuff that I've done is a lot of teaching. And she joined the art class.
Facts. Truth. Preach.
So we met there at that camp that I did.
Wait a minute. I think we're at 9 years and coming on 10 because it was 2014. And we're about to be in 2024.
You think it was 2014?
So that's 10 years. Yeah, I know it was 2014.
But I say I've taught.
You say you've taught for 10 years? You've taught longer than 10 years.
That's
dude.
true. No,
Taught
that's
for like
true.
15
But
years.
teaching, I'm messing up and thinking that I've been teaching at Kings Valley the whole time. But it's not. It's
too complicated.
I had already been teaching
keep
at
track.
other schools. Teaching music at other schools for multiple years before I started that school. I forget about that. Oh, you're getting rings. Oh, no, you're not. Never mind. So anyway, we're wanting to do more of these videos. This one's kind of just a chill one. It's almost Christmas. That is Esther's favorite. She loves giving gifts. She likes getting gifts as well, but she loves giving gifts more. I got her like 100 gifts last year, and I didn't really get her any gifts this year.
True. We said we were just going to do stockings this year because we're still going to get presents from family, grandparents, whatever. So it's not like we're not going to get gifts. So then we said just stockings, and then I happened to fill my own stocking. So then I was like, just go ahead and not get me anything because I already bought stuff.
Right. But do you feel bad that I didn't get you much?
No, but I did think about, I know somebody's going to ask me after Christmas, what did George get you? Because people just ask that.
Well, I got you like $100 of Starbucks gift
And I don't want to
cards.
say that you didn't get me anything. But I can tell them that I said not to get me anything because I did. Because you said, what should I get for your stocking? And I was like, I filled it.
Who's going to ask? And why would it matter? Well, I'm just, your thought process. Somebody's going to ask.
Well, because somebody already asked, like, what I was getting you. And I was like, oh,
well, that's
nothing.
Wait, you didn't give me anything?
No, I got you something for your stocking, but that, in my mind, a stocking is nothing. Stocking is just extra goodies. Stop looking at me like that, bro.
Don't look at me like that.
I'm going to write out a game plan for next Christmas, to be honest with you.
What do you mean?
Because last year I was like, you know what I'm going to do this year for Christmas? I was like, I'm going to add an accent color to our tree because we have an all-white tree, which I love.
We do.
But I was like,
looks very nice.
We're on year, oh boy.
5, 4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're on year 4 of putting our tree up, so I want to do a little something extra,
something
different, spicy, one might say.
But see, I don't think
I want to add like, I have 3 colors in my mind. A blush pink, which goes with our pillows.
Yeah.
A blue, because it goes with our walls, and that's both our favorite colors. Or
I don't really have a favorite color. But
or neutral,
I do like blue.
So like grays, black, maybe like taupe.
That would be insane if you go black
like
on the tree.
If it was just black, it'd be like, but people do black and white trees. But
no, it would look like salt and pepper, bro.
I don't personally enjoy that. But if it was like a navy blue, gray, different shades of gray, stuff, that'd be cool.
Yeah, not black.
And then I also want to do something like either picks or garland or ribbon.
Picks?
I've
What?
done for the tree.
What's a pick?
It's like one of those branches, but it's just a point at the end, and you stuff it in the tree to like make it fuller, and like you can do flowers or.
So when you walk past it, you get your eyes stabbed out.
Ornaments or like pine cones or something. It's all different designs.
So when you walk past it, you get your eye poked out.
No, the pokey part goes into the tree. That's how it stays.
And what's on the end of it?
What I just listed.
Oh. I see.
Anyways.
Into the tree where?
You just poke it into a branch. They're on the tree at work.
Poke it into a branch.
Clusters of red ornaments are picks shoved into the tree.
That won't work with that tree.
It will, but that's fine. Or ribbon, which I have done ribbon before, but I just didn't this year. So anyways, then...
I don't want to sound like I'm uninterested. I enjoy interior design. Esther and I have designed most of the house together. It looks really nice. I care about that sort of stuff, but I do not care about seasonal design. I would rather have...
I don't either. only for Christmas do I care. Like, I don't
It's
do
facts.
fall. I don't do
Yeah.
spring. I do just rearrange the house
Yeah.
several times
More
over the
minimal.
year.
I'm getting more and more minimal. I'd rather have less stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm only feeling that way because now we have so much. But if we like got rid of stuff, then I'd refill it in like a year.
I don't
Because
know.
I don't like.
I'm thinking of the next.
I like interest, and I like that you can look around our house and
see little
like
things.
the movies that we watch, because we have like
Yeah.
Ghibli things.
I'm not
You can see like stuff from the different trips we've taken, and while other people don't know where we got stuff, I look around and think about the different trips.
Do you
and
though?
like different? Yeah, those horns up on the wall behind you.
But do you on
I
a
think of
regular
that shop
basis?
that we went to.
Do you on a regular basis?
Yeah. I was in Walnut Creek the other day, and I saw a map that was similar to ours, and I started thinking about our trip.
Well, I'm not. I like. Of course, I like all the things we've got, and I mean, I've put up most of these shelves and put little things on it. Like, I definitely enjoy all that stuff. I don't want to sound like I don't, but I've definitely known each other for like 8. Been married for
I think we just
4.
discovered that it's almost 10, so
Okay.
9 is what you should say.
Been married for 4, coming up on 4.5. I mean, we're coming up on.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I saved all my money. I started working young. I had many different jobs, and I saved all the money, bought very few things, didn't go out and see a bunch of people, didn't do a lot of things. Then we got married, went to a different church, blah, 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 did a bunch of different things, and I much more started spending money, doing things, going out.
But also, that just makes sense. While we're dating, didn't buy a lot of stuff besides just like going out together. And then you get married, you freaking have a house, you buy trinkets, you buy stuff. It just happens. And now we've been married for 4 years, so we have a lot of stuff because we go on.
No,
we've gone on
100%.
trips every year.
I wasn't saying
So
it.
now we're at the spot where it's like, okay, we've been married for 4 years. We've gone on many trips. We've got little
Sure.
things. So now it's like, okay, we don't really
Yeah,
have
no,
room.
over
And I
the.
would never want to get rid of something that we got on a trip.
No, I'm not saying get rid of
So
anything. Just
now, now we've slowed down wanting to get stuff because it's like,
Yeah,
well, we
no,
have
it's
stuff now.
just interesting how things change and noticing, whatever, and different thought process, like for the last couple years, just spending money left and right on anything and everything, which is fine. I don't think we don't waste a lot of money. We don't spend a lot of money when it comes down to it, but it's never
compared to how we were. We feel like
Yes.
it's that way, but
it's
most
never,
people
and it's
probably
also
wouldn't say
never,
that we're
it's never also like huge ticket items. Like, we don't do expensive vacations. We don't even really enjoy them that much. We like driving places. We like going somewhere close. Both of us like feeling like we got a deal. I don't think there's anything wrong or specifically good about that, but it's just like, oh, look, this is cheaper. It's like, we're not, and that's most people, but there are some people that are just like, no, I get what I like. I'll get it late. I'll get it, like,
I think
if we miss
the
a deal
thing
on
that
something,
we both do is like if we go on a trip and spend like $1,000 for a hotel or something, we both think, what else could we have gotten for $1,000?
yeah.
We're both like, oh, I could have gone a month and got freaking coffee every day or something. And we both kind of break down money in that way. So when I'm shopping for hotels, I try to go under
Yeah.
1,000, which is a little difficult, but also because you're not spending much time in the hotel when you go on a trip anyway.
Wait a second.
So-
That's what I tell you.
I know. I still like to just have somewhere that at least is
Right.
nice, but
When I go on a trip, I'm like, I'm not spending much time in the hotel, so I want the cheapest one because I want to leave. It's like I want to go and do something
but I
around
also
here.
like to have a nice
Yeah.
spot to come back to, not like a motel or something, But my favorite trips are still the Airbnb, so I mean,
Yeah, Airbnb is cool.
but we end up spending more time there, obviously. So it just depends on what you want to do.
And it's becoming more expensive, Airbnb stuff. Because it's weird because I'll also notice something that's not happening often. Like, it's once or twice, and I'll be like, I've been doing this forever. So, like, there was a couple months when I noticed on, like, a card that I had or whatever, which I always pay off, that I don't have any, like, debt on any credit cards or anything. But it was like, it'd be like $1,000. And And a couple times I saw $1,000 in a month, and I was like, I don't even know what I got, to be honest. And that was like, I don't want to say scary. That was surprising because I didn't know really what I had got. And sure, I got this, at the other thing, shoes, clothes, instruments. I was buying a couple instruments for a few months in a row. And but still, that $1,000 seemed like a lot. I was like, $1,000 on the card, 850, 900, 1,000. Seeing numbers like that, 800 a couple times. And I was like, if I can't sit here right now, looking at this statement, I don't look at them very often.
Honestly, I don't think anybody could be like, just see the amount and be like, yeah, that makes sense with what I spent. Everybody has to go through and be like, is that what I spent?
Well, I didn't go through, I'll tell you that. But I was like, if I can't.
I don't do that either, but I'm just saying nobody looks at like their total and
No,
it's
but
like,
I'm saying
that
like,
makes sense
well, it's not
for
about
what I did.
makes sense. I said to myself, I was like, if I can't sit here right now and know what I got, know that I've used it A, B, C, D times. This is 1 month. This is 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's kind of crazy, actually.
This is 30 days.
A month is not very long.
Now, usually it was obviously the month before, so it's really been a month and a half, blah, 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 all that stuff.
Mm.
But you're telling me in 2 months I couldn't remember what I spent at that. And let me also go into this a little bit more so that people understand. Esther buys, but she's the one that does like the transaction for food, for things that come up on a regular basis.
Like household
Yes.
supplies.
But you don't anymore.
Paper towels.
But you
blah,
don't
blah,
anymore because I have that on the Amazon recurring.
You have a couple things on the Amazon, but like,
Most of them. What other recurring thing do you get?
I just named one. Paper towels. That's
We have that on there, I thought. Do we not?
I don't think so.
Oh, dang. No, but
But like, soap.
if I was spending money on a card, not from a direct transfer from one of the accounts,
it was
not for
any necessity.
Right. It wasn't a necessity.
Because $1,000 a month is like, that's what I pay a month, and I'm getting food and
Right,
stuff.
exactly. That's what I was saying. So I was just saying, people see $1,000 on their card. They're like, "What? That's totally normal."
Yeah, but
The
that's
card
not,
that I'm
like,
speaking of would be a
extra.
card that it was like, "Oh, this is a card that I use for not necessities." Because cards Esther has are usually necessities. My accounts are usually necessities,
Bills,
but
like
my
monthly
cards, I have very few cards connected to bill sort of things. It's weird because I don't look at statements, I don't look at bank things, I don't look at bills, I don't think about it like that. But anyway, it was $1,000 of extra things, and so there were sometimes I couldn't think of what it was that I got, and I was like, that's a problem. And so then like the next month there was like a $10 on that card because I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And let me tell you, my life didn't change at all. But what did change was I had different things that I had set up as goals, and those were bringing me enough satisfaction and achievement that I didn't feel the need to do anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like that is what people are missing. Because I usually don't have goals, and I love to buy stuff.
Right. No, I mean,
I don't, though. I buy, honestly, probably the least amount
well,
of anybody that I know.
but you like to hang out. That's another thing that you do.
I do spend money on like food and drinks more than
The less we have planned and specific, the more people
like,
are
for
over and
my-
hanging out, which is totally fine.
I
but
love.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right though. I love to hang out and I
Yeah.
love to buy things for other people, but I
Yes.
very rarely I'm like, you know what I want? A new pair
Yeah, you
of
don't spend a
shoes."
ton of money on yourself, no. But anyway, speaking of that achievement and goal sort of thing, I was watching this thing that was talking about positive emotion, just in general, like having a positive outlook on life, just kind of in general. And it was talking about, well, it's things that you set, are looking forward to, you get to, you've accomplished, and then you do it again. It doesn't just end. And I had a lot of new projects and business stuff that I was working on. I don't like to call it work. I was talking to some of the kids that I teach, and I said homework, and then I said work as well, homework and work. And I just saw the look on their face that there was like this negative connotation. I don't have a negative connotation with work. So I started using the word projects. People seem to like, oh, a project, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind. I like saying work, but like even my brother who works for me, he was like, oh, I got to go work. And I was like, That's that's a good thing. And the work that I have you do is fun. So I said, call it something else if you're gonna sound down in the mouth about it. And so he teaches. So I said, say teach. It just sounds better. And it is important how you word things and how you say things. So anyway, doing a lot of weight loss stuff, a lot of gym, a lot of just health stuff in general, and a lot of business project related things. And I haven't missed purchasing things. I mean, people want to do things. You want to have things that you do. And so I liked this phrase. It was super simple. It was like, you choose your pain. So you can either have pain because you didn't do anything, or the thing you're doing is difficult, but it made something good happen. So the work that you chose to do, the projects that you chose to do, no one's saying it's easy. It sure still might be difficult. People might say, oh, you work a lot and stuff like this. But it's like, well, I'm choosing to do this. It's having a good outcome, and I'm having a good time. Now, you might not be able to have all three of those things all the time, but if you don't choose to have a goal, have a project, have something that you're working on with achievable goals that are set out in a certain amount of time, and you reach them and achieve them and see them happening, you can either choose that pain, which is the pain of consistency, diligence, working through difficulties, things like this, or you can choose the pain of not having any of those sorts of things and cheap thrills. I want to do something tonight. I'll play a game. I'll go hang out with yada yada. And I'm not saying either of these are bad. That's why I'm saying you get to choose the pain. There's always some sort of, there's always going to be some sort of difficulty or sadness, I guess, attached to anything that you choose to do.
Yeah, because a lot of people.
Nothing's perfect, so you have to be okay with knowing that. Like I was watching these guys, tons of money, tons of businesses. You think these are the guys that are super excited, and they were kind of like, sold my company for $800 million in 2003, and I'm not happy. He was like, what do I do now? Nothing's exciting. Yada yada yada. This, that, the other thing. And it's not about money specifically, but all I'm saying is that it's like, it's so cheesy and so cliche now, but I have super seen it recently. Is the joy truly is in the journey of doing the thing. And it's cringe even to say that, I know, but it is, I've found it to be true definitely these last few months, because I've lost money in a lot of the projects that I'm doing. I've earned less money in a lot of the projects that I'm doing, and I'm thoroughly enjoying myself and haven't felt bad about any of that. And they're going good now. They're doing better, but consistently many months in a row through those, it was like, oof, this happened, that happened, that happened. But it was things that I chose and things that I wanted to do. And it's been thoroughly enjoyable.
I forgot what I was going to say. I started to say something.
Yeah, I went on a long spiel.
Kept on going. What was it?
Well, I didn't pause.
It's also just like a balance, because a lot of people think everybody likes to complain about work and blah blah blah, and if I didn't have this, or on my days off I do blah blah blah, and they think they can just, like, if they're Saturday, they plan to go out with friends, they go to a movie, they go shopping, they wait for that all week, so it's exciting, and they think, if I could just do that every day, that'd be awesome. But it's only awesome because you don't get to do it every day.
That's cool.
Because when I didn't work for a few months,
right,
I thought, this is going to be the life. Every day is just going to be awesome. But because I could do anything every day, it just stopped being
And you're not
awesome,
someone who
because I
sets
was
up a lot of
I
your
don't really
own.
want to do.
Right. You don't set up a lot of
this
your
every day.
own goals and your own things. So then it just became you could do anything.
Yeah.
And
you think like, I just want to relax. But relaxing is only good if you're tired from working. Because if you relax all day, then you just feel gross and bored and sluggish.
Well, one thing that I've obviously been told, just with the type of person that I am, is like, oh, you're going to burn out. Oh, don't do too much stuff. Oh, this, that, the other thing. I have never seen that in myself. And the reason being, and I was just listening, there was someone talking about this the other day. They were like, look, if you're doing something you enjoy, it still needs to be difficult. It still needs to be trying. It still needs to take effort. Not just something you enjoy, like sitting around eating cake or something. Clearly people probably like that to some extent. But
there is, there is a balance. You can do stuff that isn't like
there is a balance. But here's the thing. If you enjoy
cake, but it's
if you enjoy it, it takes effort. It takes consistency, and there's consistent accomplishments, visible, viewable, writable, like I did this to-do list, check off. You're really not going to burn out. You're going to become more excited about the thing that you're doing. Now, if the thing isn't working, then you get burnt out. You're like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, and then it all starts falling apart. Then you probably need to reevaluate and either do something different or do different than what you're doing. Like, I guarantee you, and I talk about this all the time, you don't like waking up as early. You haven't come to the gym with me yet, even though you've said like, yeah, I'd like to at some point, and we haven't done it. The minute you start going, and if you become consistent in it, then you're gonna feel like, why didn't I ever go before? Like, you'll feel like that in a short amount of time. Days that I miss now, I become like, oh, I don't like that. I'm upset about it.
I feel like burnout happens when you don't have the balance, though. Because, like, if you're working, like, 80 hours a week every week, but you're not being able to, like, do anything with the money you get from it or something, then you're going to get burnt out. Because it's like, what am I doing this for? But because you work a bunch, but then also...
Well, I don't even. Well, I mean, I do.
You do lots of projects, whatever you'd like to say. But you
no,
also...
I like work. I'm not. I just hate there's also a negative connotation to, oh, that guy works a lot. Yeah. I hang out with your friends all the time. We're here doing things all the time. I've made it a possibility that there's income coming in from other things when I'm not personally working on it. I do enjoy what I do, though. So I do work on it a lot because I enjoy those projects. And that's why there isn't burnout in that scenario. And of course, I'm simplifying all of this. I don't like people will talk like this and then they're like, that's it. Final. Everyone will like this if they do follow ABC. Everybody's totally different. So you can't, I'm not saying this works for everybody, but in general, you are having burnout because, like what you said, to flesh out more like you were talking about, if you're working for somebody else doing a job you don't really like, and it's like, oh, but I make a lot of money. I make hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. It's like, I'm chilling. I'm doing great. I've saved a bunch of it. 401k, got all this stuff. It's like, but I'm just working all the time. What's the point? Well, it's because they probably don't enjoy the thing that they're doing. And normal work is totally fine. You don't need to own, I've talked about this a bunch. If all the entrepreneurs and all the people and all those sorts of guys just, instantly disappeared, the world would continue to operate totally fine. I think those people are great and special and have created jobs for a lot of people, but like the blue collar type, get the work done type of people, the employees, we got to have those people. If those people disappeared, the world would come to a halt instantly. Like I am in no way saying one thing is better or worse than the other, but there is generally more enjoyment found in the working for yourself, doing your own thing, deciding kind of what you get to do. And I mean, I've seen that even in some of my normal jobs that were things that I started and put into other, industries in the area where now I do have a boss or whatever. I still kind of started it and they don't really tell me A, B, C, D. They're kind of like, oh, hey, cool. Thanks for, like the band program at the one school that I started, 10 years ago. It's like, well, I kind of started it. I kind of, there's a principal, there's people that I answer to and do stuff, but it's like, they don't tell me what to teach, how to teach, and when to do it. So I still find a lot of enjoyment of that. But I still don't like that stuff as much as my just kind of like
and you still
do what I want.
Probably would get burnt out if you did just that one.
Well, it's because I'm not consistently enjoying it. And also, yes, the other thing that what?
There's a little fruit fly.
The other thing that she mentioned there that's super important, and this is very different for everybody. This is less cookie cutter, in my opinion. I mean, I'm stating these very blatant, obvious things. Like, if you enjoy it, you're not going to get burnt out. All right, cool, thanks. Now you're not always going to enjoy it. So for me, I also, I need variety. I don't want the same thing over and over. I need new things. I need stuff like this. And I think Esther smiled and laughed, and I'm going to state it because it's hecka funny. Esther's brother says, I'm a sucker for variety. Is that why you laughed?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And he's so funny because he would know. I always tell him there's a couple things that he said that I like remember, and he's like, I don't even remember saying that. He's so funny. And I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. I'm a sucker for variety. It was
a shirt for Christmas.
We really, really should. I'm a sucker for it. And he won't remember he said it either. Because I already told him that when he said that, I really liked it. And it was in a certain conversation that I liked. We were talking about traveling, because I'm just not super into traveling, and this is no, I know tons of great people that love to travel, but I always feel like there's some people that are traveling because they're like trying to get away from here. They're like, oh, I gotta get away. And for that reason, I'm always kind of like, maybe you should work on the life and the time and the stuff that you have here. So again, that's not a blanket statement, but there's lots of different type of people. I personally don't like traveling that much, even though I do have the time and the money to do it if I felt like it, but I'm just not that into it. And then we were specifically talking about traveling, and he was like, oh, I just love to travel. And I was trying to understand why he loved it, because it's a little bit foreign to me. I'm like, I don't know, I haven't traveled very much. And his response was, I'm a sucker for variety, George. And I was just like, what a funny statement to make, because he was literally saying a variety of like view, like, because it's like, come on, we have anyway, super funny. And I'm glad that's why Esther was smiling, because that is exactly what I thought of, and I said it because of that. I'm a sucker for variety. I'm a sucker for variety in tasks, projects, people, conversation. I want to talk about stuff. I want to know why you do what you do, when you do it. I want to learn about it, see what I would do in that situation. Like I want to know what people do. And I like people that are excited about whatever they are doing. Like I don't care what you do. Of course I care what you do, but in certain scenarios, it's like, oh, you're super excited about this and that, and you know a ton about it. Like I'm not into sports, and there's a kid at the school who wants to be a sports commentator when he gets older, and every day there's this time where we do board games, and he has made this game where all the students sit and they love it. They sit around with him, and he, off the top of his head, this kid's like 12, off the top of his head, I think he could name you every person that's ever played football ever. He can tell you how many runs, how many catches, whatever. I'm not into sports. And he knows it. And he creates a game, a trivia game. And he gives them points and he counts it out. And then he told me he wants to be a sports commentator. I said, bro, you're already on the way. I said, the kids love playing that game with you. It's super cool. And so anyway, I respect that he has this knowledge. He's memorized it, and it's important to him, and he is excited about it. I'm not into sports. I don't really care. I don't know any of the answers of his questions, and I don't really understand. But it's like he has a passion for it, and he's put in time and effort. And yes, there's things where if people show that they have a huge passion for it, then I'm like, I still can't respect that. But showing a huge passion for something, and it takes time and it takes effort, he's better off because of the information that he's memorized. His brain is smarter, better, faster because he spent time memorizing said information. And that was a huge thing for me that I tell the students at the schools that I work at. Mr. Van Loo, I don't like math, or I don't like it. And I said, look, the best thing you could do is find the subject you're the worst at. You get the best grade in it. I said, grades, no, they don't really matter. No, college doesn't really matter, And one of the parents, I think, at one school called the principal one time. And they're like, this guy's saying college doesn't matter. And I don't say it just like that. I personally didn't go to college. I believe most people should go to college. But if someone's telling you it's absolutely a necessity and you can't do A, B, C, D without it, they're wrong, unless it's in a certain field where it's like doctor, certain things where you have to have whatever to make it. But I just don't agree with telling young people that there's only one route. And I also don't like if people took that route and then they're like, oh, I'm better and I am smarter because of said route, when I know lots of people who chose that route and are not very smart. And I know a lot of people who did not choose that route and are a lot smarter. But anyway, I was mentioning that not everyone has to go. And the kid restated it and literally told his parents, Mr. Van Loo said I don't have to go to college. And it was never to anyone in particular. But basically, I was telling the kids that one of the best things you can do is take the subject that you least like, get the best grade in it possible. Because what does that prove? I know the math teachers want to tell you that you're going to use this every day. You're not going to, okay? Let me be the first to tell you, I do not mind that you're not going to use most of the stuff. But the time that you spent memorizing and working through difficult situations, equations, problems, That is what's important. And I wish I would have been told more of that, because I was the kid that asked, why am I doing this? I was homeschooled all the way through high school. I
That's
did all my school.
every kid, bro.
No, I know. But I was asking it, and the answer that I was given was a lot of times, oh, just because, or because I said so, things like
But
that.
it
Things of this
also
nature.
is good too, because then you have those videos of people like, how many continents are there? And people don't even know what that is, and that's just like,
No, I don't. I don't care at all. That is useless information to me.
no, but to have so little knowledge of like history and stuff, or just like basic stuff, is also a problem. People are too much being like, oh yeah, it's just like problem solving, because then you can learn how to problem solve doing puzzles every day. Not puzzles as in like jigsaw puzzles.
No,
but, like,
100%. I am not telling
there's
anybody
also
that
obviously a reason that we
education.
learn what we learn.
Of course, 100%. I've never told anyone that I don't believe education is important, but what I have, most people know to this point that education up to a certain grade that's a lot lower than high school is kind of like, this is really all you need to know for your actual well-being and your life ahead of you. But I am not downplaying the importance of it. I'm actually saying it is extremely important. I'm actually saying it's extremely important, but I'm giving the kids a reason that feel like it's not important. Okay, you don't have to like it. You don't have to feel like it's important to memorize this guy in history that did this exact thing here. And my true response to that is it isn't really very important. It's not.
But obviously history and learning from people's mistakes and things is very important.
100%. I'm being very broad here with these statements.
But
I'm
knowing specifically what year did this happen, and that's obviously not important. But
right,
just
exactly. And what are most of the
information and where we come from and how we
of course
backtrack is
yes,
important.
and what are a lot of those sort of questions in those tests and those different things is exact dates, times, things like this. And again, I'm not harping on history specifically. I've jumped around between science, math, history. I'm basically saying, of course, all the subjects are important. I'm saying if a student thinks they have one that they specifically dislike, to actually work harder on that one, to actually work more consistently, more diligently, and even if they don't
probably not dislike it so much, because usually what they dislike is the hardest one.
Exactly.
So if they learn how to do it, they'll probably.
So I'm not even saying I 100% agree with saying that it's not that important. What I'm doing is I'm talking to the person on their level. You instantly end a conversation by telling them they're wrong. It's important. Just do it. This has not helped them. This has made them more upset. Feel like you're not listening to them.
Just everything kids want to say that about. Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to eat vegetables? So it gets exhausting. I need to give them some.
Of course. And I've
theological breakdown of everything. Sometimes you're just like, you know what? Just do it because I said.
100%. And I got specific on this because of a conversation I had with a student at a school who is younger. Forget kids, forget history, forget everything that I've said. If you are a person who doesn't like doing A, B, C, D, work even harder on those things, because you will learn a very good skill through that, which is diligence, hard work, working through difficulties, and you'll find out that you'll end up enjoying the thing more, and or once you're finished it, hey, I'm done with this thing. I at least I'm finished with it. I don't even like it. Yeah. So I'm more so talking about, I wasn't talking about schools or subjects or things in particular. I'm talking about people in general have things they don't like to do, which is obviously going to happen for your whole life.
I have been doing that with lately is
nice. That's it.
Getting frustrated with people.
Oh yeah, this is really good.
Like they do stupid things, or they're rude, or they're annoying, or they just do dumb stuff. And I'll just be extra nice to them. And it is a little bothersome, but it makes you feel better. Because what's better. Sitting there complaining or being annoyed at them going to do?
Yep.
It just makes you more annoyed, and then you can just build yourself up to like ruining your own time, because it's like, oh, that person's here. No, I'm not going to have fun. Whereas you can just like move past it and be like, whatever, I'll just be nice.
It's literally always better. It de-escalates the situation,
and then
they end up feeling kind of dumb, right?
It's like, what am I gonna be mad about? I did.
There's a phrase, and I've already said it, and I'll say it in probably every video, which is no outside thing can affect you. No outside thing can affect you. You can end up letting it, and it could affect you, but it doesn't actually. You decide to let it in and bother you. Gosh, I've had a million things in just the last week that I could have just absolutely thrown me off, ruined at least the whole month.
My coffee wasn't stirred enough. Or
I'll just say what I said
or I
again
just
since Esther
let
wasn't
it
listening.
sit too long. It's got a lot of sweetness at the end.
No outside thing can affect you. You decide to. So, yes, just the other day, Esther texted me and she was like, oh, these people. And I was like, so what, now you're going to be upset and make it worse? So you're saying you've been
For a
doing...
moment. No, yeah, I do still like have to vent a little bit to somebody and be like, dude, can you believe they did this? But then I see that person again and I'm like, hi, how's your day? How you doing? And then I'm
The person you vented to or the person?
No.
Oh, okay.
The people that do
Person
something
that bothers
that bothers me.
Yeah.
Then I'm like,
And then that's the other
chill.
thing. That's the other thing. This whole thing ties back around to me talking about that positive outlook by having goals and things that you're working on. The outside thing, you know, I was talking to Esther about the gym. I mentioned that a while back. And Esther's joints bother her. And she's cold all the time. And so I was like, look, well, first off, I mean, if your joints hurt and you go to the gym and you work on different muscles around the joints, obviously that's going to help. I mean, that's obvious from a science level. But less things will bother you if you have more things that you're accomplishing and working on and happy about. Even the things that bothered you, they won't affect you as much.
Right.
What?
I'm just thinking specifically of you being like, you don't have to be cold. You're still going to be cold. You can just have a good attitude about being cold.
She got it, guys. She's making it sound like she did something
No,
there, but she got it.
You'll tell me like, just don't bring a jacket, be in the cold, and then you won't be cold anymore. Nope, I'll be cold, but I'll just build up a tolerance for being cold, but I'll still be cold.
She got it again, 2 times in a row. That's literally what I was saying.
No, but you always act like it'll just go away. It's not gonna go away.
Do you know what building up what that means? Building up a tolerance?
No, you just deal with it.
She 3 times in a row.
I hate you.
But you're exactly right.
Then say it that way. You are like, you'll just stop being cold.
Huh?
It won't exist anymore.
Huh?
It'll exist.
No, it's not. That's
People are still gonna be dumb.
But
I'm just gonna be nice to them about it.
right. Exactly. So now you're not affected. Now they're doubly dumb.
Yeah.
It's all about I don't know why she's saying it like that, but she's 100% correct. That's all it's about, is building up a tolerance to it. What about one day when you're stuck somewhere and you can't get any warmer? You're going to be really happy that you built up that tolerance to be okay in the cold. Like, it's only beneficial. My joints hurt. That's probably a problem. There's a way you could easily fix that. And it's by choosing your pain. Would you rather have your joints hurt a little bit every day? Or would you rather go to the gym, be a little extra tired, be a little bit more fatigued, but then after 30 days go by that you've done it consistently, now you're less fatigued than you were before, and your joints hurt and were fatigued for 4 years before then. Fix it in a month or two. So yes, she is correct. She just stated what I said. The same exact way.
Dude thinks he really did something.
No. You thought you made it sound like you did something. You were like, well, he's stating it wrong, and then stated the exact same thing that I said.
It's just annoying when I'm trying to freaking get ready to go somewhere and you're like, you know, you could not wear a jacket. And I'm like, how about no? Because
No, that's not how it happens.
No,
That's not how it happens.
It is.
I'm down here.
Every day I put on a jacket, I get asked to take it off.
No,
and
not true.
Anytime I even begin to comment on the weather, I get told,
No.
don't talk about your weather.
I'm sitting down here, probably vibing. Probably.
No. We're getting ready to go somewhere. I'm making precautions so that I'm comfortable and that I don't bother my husband by saying I'm cold. And he's like, you know what? Take off that jacket.
I'm probably playing an instrument. I'm probably down here singing something, you know. Probably down here doing something cool. Upstairs, little voice. Can you come help me pick an outfit? Of course. Sprinting upstairs, good posture the whole way.
Strong joints, no pain.
Yes, because I do incline walk, 15% incline, 3 speed. Go up the stairs like
3
nothing
speed.
happened.
Slow.
Are you going to come with me in 30 minutes and do 3 speed, 15 incline for 40 minutes? Okay,
No,
guys, she said on.
No, because that's boring as heck.
I knew she wouldn't agree to it. Go
Shut up.
basically float up the
You're talking about
basically float up the stairs.
glycogen.
Get to the room, which we call the beauty room. That's a pretty cool name. Where Esther is getting ready.
Oh, you could have said where she's getting beautiful.
She has an outfit on. Looks pretty good. She asks me, how does it look? Now, I don't do, and she doesn't want me to either. In the moment, she gets worked up, but it sounds like she's working on the getting worked up in the moment.
Dude's about to roast himself.
She roast myself.
Yeah.
She obviously wants me to tell her how it looks because she's asking me to tell her. So I will say, that one doesn't look as good as this, that, the other thing. Now, in the first moment, she's usually okay. She's like, okay, I'll pick something else. But then the thing is, the next thing she picks, she then doesn't like or something. So then I'm asked, well, then why did you ask me what I thought? Because I'm never gonna, I know there's those old jokes and everyone just jokes and it's, like a joke now where it's like, oh, just tell her she looks good. She's not asking me to do that and I'm also not going to do that. She also looks great always. So that's not the point. We both like clothes and, looking put together and having things match and things like that. So she wants to hear the actual thing. Anyway, to get to the coat part is then she picks a coat that doesn't match with what she's wearing at all. Just for the sake of being warm.
You just think no coats go with anything. But
I love
for you, it's your favorite part of the outfit.
Exactly. I have to sit up for this because
like, oh, but it covers up.
I have to sit up for this because what she said isn't the case because my favorite weather
reclined more.
My favorite weather is sunny enough for sunglasses, cold enough for a jacket. That's my favorite weather. So obviously I like jackets, which you ended up saying, but you also said at the beginning something about me not liking jackets. I love jackets.
No, you love jackets for yourself and you hate jackets for me.
Incorrect.
But then you'll be like, oh, this is a cool jacket. Get this jacket. I'll get the jacket. You're like, please never wear that.
Wrong. You don't have many jackets, and then you would always pick this jean
I got so many jackets, bro. Let me tell you right now.
She would always pick this jean jacket, okay? She'd put on this nice outfit. And then she would put this Gap jean jacket on top of it. Horrendous.
Boy has a problem with Gap.
And so then I would tell her, throw off her whole night.
So don't.
Throw off her whole night.
Okay, is that worth it?
I'm not thrown off.
Why don't you? Yeah, okay. So is it worth messing up your wife's whole night to selfishly because you don't like looking at this jacket, which obviously if I put it on,
you forgot that you asked me how it looked. You forgot the whole premise of this whole thing.
And a lot of times I don't. And
you do, bruh.
Freaking tell me.
No.
Nope.
How many times in the last while that you and I have gone out together?
Recently, yes. But 1,000 times before, I just come down ready and you tell me, I don't like that. Take the jacket off.
What? Not true.
100%.
You always ask.
So ask yourself, do I want a moody wife for the rest of the night? Or do I want a cold wife for the rest of the night? Or do I just... deal with the absolute struggle of not liking how her jacket looks?
Oh my gosh, you have taken this conversation and totally torn it apart. No, obviously we're extrapolating a little and telling stories, but
dude,
basically, what?
Trying to protect himself here.
What? No? What? I wouldn't pretend that I've done it perfect every time. I'm sure I've said something bad and annoyed her and shouldn't have a million times. Same from you to me. I'm not saying that. But I'm basically stating from the standpoint of
water.
The tolerance of... We were talking about we got on a long thing. We're talking about the tolerance of cold, right? And how it's generally better to build up a tolerance to something than rather feel like you have to have A, B, C, D.
But also... who cares? Because, okay. What is he doing? Anyways, but also, like, I go to work and I can always be the correct temperature because I wear a million layers. So when I get hot, I take some off And when I go outside, I put it back on and I'm warm outside. And then everybody else is shivering and saying, "Oh, it's so cold today." And I'm like, "Tough. Put on a jacket, bro."
Love that. Okay.
And they're like, "Oh, I'm wearing a jacket." I'm
No,
like,
and that's
"Okay,
cool.
do you have a long sleeve underneath?"
No, and that's cool.
No,
but
then why complain? Just put more clothes on.
you're
People
talking.
seem to not understand they can wear 45 jackets.
Okay,
if they
okay,
want.
but can we be clear that you've changed topics now? This is not when. Okay, so this is not when Esther goes out.
I'm
Like
just
we're
saying,
going out.
like,
She's
if
talking
I'm
about.
gonna
Wait
go
one
to
second.
work-
Wait one second.
If
Right.
I'm going to go to work for 8 hours and probably not enjoy every second of it, why would I not try and make myself comfortable?
Right, but let's make sure they
That's
understand.
not the time to say I'm going to build a tolerance
Right,
to
but-
the cold. You know, I'll do an ice
okay,
bath if I want to.
okay. Wait, let me
learn
quantify.
how
Let me
to-
quantify like the 10 different things she said there. So, she works in the morning outside. Sometimes it's raining. This, that, the other thing. It's winter. She works outside and has to stand out there for an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. She has to stand out there, and she will wear 4 or
It's
5.
much more than that.
Oh, okay.
Half
Oh
my-
no, I
half
was just
my
talking about the
day is
morning when
outside.
it truly is cold. But okay, days that are even cold
It's
throughout.
cold all day, bruh.
Yes, there are some days. Well, there's really no cold days here.
It's
But
been warmer the past couple days because the rain makes it warmer.
cold the whole day. Okay, and she's outside for most of the day. Yes, where she works, she's outside most of the day. Okay. She's talking about going to work and wearing many, many layers to stay comfortable throughout the day and wearing them in such a way that she can take off 1 or 2 layers even to then cool down when she's inside. That's phenomenal. I've never said I've bought you most of those jackets. I love those jackets. Those jackets are
That's
awesome.
correct.
So she's talking about that. Now that I agree with. We're not going out somewhere. You're not trying to look a certain way. And you also didn't ask me how you looked. And I always come up to her and say how cute she looks in all that stuff. Because she looks amazing. It's just like a little penguin. So that there, 100%. Then just like 3 seconds ago, she changed it again. And then she said, I shouldn't be building up cold tolerance during that time. And that I disagree with. So she has the opportunity, the availability where she's forced to be outside for a certain amount of time. If she, just a few days out of
Hear
that time.
me out.
But let me finish
Hear
now. Let me
me
finish now.
out,
Let me finish now.
though.
Let me finish
Is
now.
it not better to know yourself
Let me
and
finish now.
to work with your character traits and not dismiss them and not work on them, but just know yourself and know
But that's what
when.
you're doing, though.
No.
Yeah, but that's but that's what you're doing, though.
No.
You're just deciding not to work on it because it's difficult for you.
No.
Yes.
Because you know what's difficult? Being nice to people that are mean to you. And I do that every day.
Yeah, but you said you just started working on that, so
No, I just
I'm just kidding. No,
I'm
but
so done with this kid.
but
Dude is trapping my feet.
got her. No, but I if you have the opportunity to do something that's more difficult for you, work on it and get better at it. I think it's always time to do that.
And I think you're wrong.
Okay, that's fine, but you understand what I'm saying.
I know
Okay.
myself and I know
You would choose comfort over accomplishment or bettering yourself. You would choose comfort over bettering yourself.
I disagree. I do things that better.
No.
myself.
I'm not saying you as a person
every
your whole
day.
life. What I'm saying is that in
You're
that
an extremist and I'm
Yes.
not, so that is correct. So to you, you might be like, you're not working on yourself. Yes, I am. Every day I do something that I don't want to do because it's a good thing to do. And that is called
you
working
feel
on
like you do that you feel like you do
I
that on
know
a
that I
regular
do that
basis.
every day.
Okay, explain a couple. Not because I don't think you do, by the way.
I just said one.
Yes.
Be nice to people.
Well, I hope you're doing that anyway. I mean, but a lot of people don't. So I have to
work
agree
with
her that-
children, and we all know children are very frustrating.
and
And
some degree.
sometimes you just want to tell them, no, don't do that. Like we said earlier, and you don't want to freaking explain. But that's not helpful in the long run, so you gotta freaking explain. I don't know where I was going with that necessarily, but there's that.
Well, we went back. We were talking about
I know.
bettering yourself over comfort. Which is better? How often to do either?
Yes. What?
All right, Esther's clearly winding down, but we also have been talking for an hour. So,
But like, I'll think about you during the day. No.
yeah,
Wow.
points for
Marriage.
me.
No.
Marriage.
Like, if I want to do something, if I want to come home and just freaking nap all day,
Mm.
then I'll be like, oh, I'll do something productive. So then when George is here, then we can do something fun together
Mm.
and I'll have my work done.
Yeah.
but I want to just go home and freaking sleep after work. I love to tell myself in the work day, you know what I'm going to do when I get home? Take a nap. And I never do. And it brings me comfort every day still. When I'm tired at work, I'm like,
which part of it brings you comfort? The idea that you will take a nap?
telling myself that I'm going
Or
to
does it
take a
bring you
nap.
comfort that once you
And
get home, you actually don't need a nap and you're still...
While I tell myself that I'm going to take a nap, I know 100% that I won't. But I'm just like, because I can take a nap if I want to, it's still comforting to me because I'm like, you know what? If I need to take a nap when I get home, I can, and I will. And I just know that I won't because I won't need one when I get there.
Now, what would bring me... First off, I wouldn't say that.
Huh?
No, just me. I'm just now take... Because all I can do is think about what you're saying. I don't usually think I'm going to go home and take a nap. That's something I think about. I don't take naps. Have I...
I haven't taken a nap in a long, long time.
Yeah, you just told me just recently.
Just kidding. When I was sick, I took a nap. And by a nap, I mean I slept for like multiple hours. But it was because I slept bad in the night.
30 minutes max. No, and I'm not... It's actually been proven. It's great.
Naps are good for you?
No, 100%. No, 100%. That's
but
what
I
I'm saying.
really dislike naps.
No, you like them.
No. When I'm like unwell, I love to take a nap because then you don't have to be well. But like taking a nap, I can never nap for like the right amount of time. So when I take a nap, I usually just feel like I've been robbed of time and I feel groggy. Because I sleep for too long. But if I'm unwell and I take a nap, then I'm happy about it.
Oh yeah. No, now if you sit down and take a 30-minute nap in the middle of the day, that can be great for you.
I'm gonna sit up.
Oh my gosh. So anyway,
warm. Christmas pants. Show my Christmas pants. Woo! Christmas.
Comfort over...
It's my birthday soon.
Oh yeah, wow. I always forget that.
And we're gonna go to Soul Food.
Oh.
And eat so much grub.
Oh, I won't, but that is cool. I like soul food.
But it'll be good because you can get chicken and rice like a gym bro.
I'll just get chicken.
It's not coming off my plate, I'll tell you that.
So anyway, everyone will not have fun.
What?
Esther has prepared to already make it difficult.
What do you mean? It's my birthday, so I'm going to get my plate and you're not going to touch a single thing on it.
So how is this supposed to excite me to want to go?
Because you can get whatever you want. You can get just... Oh, you know what? Just get a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah. So anyway.
Eat it with your hands. Should we bring people? Or should we just go us?
Positive emotion, goal setting, and aiming. They use this word aiming, which is like... Goal setting can be too broad. Aiming is like zooming in on it, you know, and having these clear steps to get to it. Having those gives you positive emotion in general. Okay. And I talk about this a lot with Esther because she is not a goal setter and I am.
And you know what though? I get the same thing from having a task list for the day and accomplishing them.
Wait, that's exactly what I just stated.
Yes, but you will still be like, yeah, but you should have a long-term goal that you're working on every day. But you don't. I mean, yes, there's a couple that I should have, and I do have them, but I don't necessarily work on them every day, which is a problem.
Wait, I don't know of any long-term goal that you have.
I wouldn't really say that, but maybe not a goal because I haven't worked on them. But there's things that I feel like I want that are something to do daily.
And do you do it?
No.
Okay,
but
start.
I do. Yes, correct.
What the heck?
But like I have.
Wait, but what are they? I actually don't know. So
I don't want to tell you. No,
wait,
you're just
what?
Freaking working out. So you're gonna be mad because you offered to have me.
Yeah, for like a year. Yeah.
Working out, having a better spiritual life.
Yes, of course.
I pray
Always.
pretty often, but not necessarily like, which you don't necessarily need. I was gonna say not like planned out. I just like pray whenever in the day. So anyways, that on a more like consistent basis.
Mm-hmm.
Reading the Bible on my own time. Dang, I can't really think of any others right now.
Well, those are good ones. I mean, so yeah, I mean, having those long-term goals are important too, and that's part of the reason that we do some of these. So we'll be going over some of those. The laptop's about to die, and it's been like an hour. So,
Oh boy.
anyway, good conversation, lots of different things, and this is that kind of long-form content stuff, and we'll break it down to a bunch of little ones too. So, anyway, it's Christmas at this time. We don't know exactly when this is being uploaded, so we're having a good time, lots of time off, and doing lots of fun things together. And we will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
What was that red?